Hey, Biker Trash here on the spotlight on the legs. Uh, excuse me, got a little bit of plastic dust. A lot going on in this leg. It has an inner frame to it, but only because of what's necessary for the transformation. As far as I know, this is the only part of it that actually has an inner frame. Got a little bit of wobble in the ankle, forward to back. The knee does right at 90 degrees. Single jointed knee. For the transformation for this thing, you got the ankle pulls down just a little bit, and that allows all this to kind of flop around like that. This right here, this panel pops up, and I'm not even really sure if this is actually the way it's supposed to go. Let me check real quick, and I'll just edit this down. Oh, this has also got to pull up. The thigh pulls up, and this comes down, and good lord, a lot of stuff goes on. The shin right here is going to come down like this. Okay, now we're starting to... I'm looking at it and it doesn't make sense to me. Okay, this right here is going to have to end up on this little peg. Ah, I see. Now that this is up, this right here can completely collapse on itself. It looks like it wants to. Why won't you? What it is in the picture. So, this right here is the transformed leg right there. So let's see what all it took to get us to this point. What we're going to start out with is part number H10 here. And from now on, I'm not going to show you the cutting out of it. Because that'd be entirely too long. H10, polycap H. Part number H20 right here. The round side faces down. Then H9 right here is going to come over the top and sandwich everything together. Part number H5 is going to rest underneath this round part right here. And H6 would come on top and sandwich it together, but this part doesn't actually engage the polycap, so it stayed on the table. And there we go. Okay, working on something else for just a moment. This is part number H11 with polycap H right here. And this is going to be the start of the ankle. And this is H12. That's just going to sandwich this shut. And we'll be done building the ankle. This part right here is H14. It's going to go into this lower hole right here. Wait, I flipped this. So it'll go into this lower hole like that right there. H16 right here is the slider joint, just like H20 was. And H13 is going to hold everything together. Now you're going to take the ankle that you built earlier, and this top part right here is just going to peg in right here, and this is the pretty much completed inner portion of the leg. Now you do need to put something here to hold this together. Now you want to make sure that the slider joint is in the up position whenever you assemble this. That's going to let everything line up well. This part right here, number H8, is going to come in on the back side. And once again, it's just going to sit here kind of loose. The part that's actually going to hold it snug is here, number H7. And H7 is going to slide through the slider joint and through this hole on the ankle. And just hold everything together. And H8 is going to lock H7 into place. And that's going to let you have, this is going to drop down and let you move this for the transformation. And then it just locks up into place in the upward position. This slider also needs to be up for assembly. I forgot to mention that earlier. I'm going to set this aside for a moment and we're going to start working on the foot. This is the base plate of the foot. The next part, H1, is just going to sit right on top of it. If you line it up, that's going to sit right there. Next thing you're going to have to do is assemble the upper part of the foot. Okay, for the upper part of the foot, B3, B2, and polycap K are going to come together to form the upper part of the foot. Like that. Then this will just snap down into that, like that. And you can really see it all coming together. Now for the ankle guard, which is B5, B8 is going to snap into the left-hand side of it. And B7 will snap onto the right-hand side of it. Both of them are just going to go, well, the whole assembly is just going to go over the foot and snap into place just like that. Nice and neat. Then you can take this, snap that into place, and now you've got the standing leg. Okay, now we're going to start working on the hips. This right here is D1. We're going to put a K polycap into there. And then D2 is going to snap over it to hold the polycap in place. D13 here is going to just clip onto the front of the hip. Polycap C, the rounded end, is going to just slip into this opening on D20. And then everything is going to snap onto the outside of the hip, like that. Now we're going to take the leg and lay it into this assembly we made. Why isn't this working? Okay, how far back did I mess up? Oh, no big deal. I snapped the leg into the foot backwards. That's where everything is messing me up. So we're just going to turn the leg around in the foot. Then everything will work right. So this right here is going to snap in like this. And then this part right here, which is D19, is going to snap over and hold the hips to the knee. And you can see the slider joint right there. Go ahead and push it down to lock it into mobile suit mode. Ooh, that's almost too tall. A4 is going to only really attach to the leg in this slider joint right here. So just going to kind of get it set in there. And this one right here is only going to be anchored through the slider joint to the other part. That's the only thing actually holding it to the leg at all. It's entirely free floating except for that. This part, the shin, is a separate part from the rest of the leg, of course, since I'm holding it in my hand. And it is just going to peg into two pegs here and into a rectangular joint right here. And the final part of the leg is this part right here, D9. It's just going to cover this polycap that the shield attaches to the leg in, mobile armor mode, and that's it. So this